Hi, I'm Zaranyzerak. Welcome to the Multimedia Chronicles. Okay. Welcome back. So, last time we talked about Jackass, the TV show. Today we're going to talk about Jackass, the movies. Oh, yeah. Alright, so, first things first. I originally bought the very first DVD release of Jackass, the movie. And the very first DVD release of Jackass, the movie, was essentially a fairly basic release. I don't even remember all of what it was on it. It was so long ago that I had it. But I know it had the movie, and it had some deleted scenes and outtakes. You know, it was a pretty decent package. And it was just a straight conversion of the theatrical film version of the movie. Now, the reason I mention that is significant. Now, first off, you have to understand Jackass was filmed entirely on videotape. The show was shot entirely on videotape. The movie was shot entirely on videotape. Now, for theatrical prints, obviously, they can't be showing videotape up on the big screen because not every theater is going to have a video projector. No, it's easier to have it on film. So they took the original video footage and converted it to film. So the first DVD release was the version of the movie that had been converted to film. So they had taken the video, converted it to film for the theatrical release, and then converted the film back to video for the DVD release. Yeah, so the quality was what it was. However, I recently picked up the unrated version of Jackass. Now, the cool thing about this, the first thing I noticed was that this is made from the original unprocessed video footage. So this actually looks better than the original DVD release. You don't lose all those generations of quality through all the various conversions. So if you want to see Jackass the movie in its purest form, this is the one to get. Okay? Plus, you've got a pile of extra features. I mean, first off, this is the unrated edition, so it's got footage that wasn't in the theaters. It doesn't have anything blurred out or censored or anything like that. So it's great. I mean, this is as raw as Jackass the movie gets. So then you got, sorry, I gotta take my glasses off to read because I'm nearsighted. So for special features, you got commentary with the director, cinematographer, and Johnny Knoxville. You got Jackass group commentary. You got MTV's making of Jackass the movie. You got outtakes. You got 27 minutes of additional footage. So that's even more stuff that they filmed that they didn't put into the movie. Sorry. You got Too Hot for MTV additional footage. So that's 9 more segments. And then, you can tell when this was released, you got a teaser trailer for Jackass number 2. So, there's been a few releases of this over the years. As far as I'm aware, and as far as my research managed to uncover, this is the most definitive edition you can get. So this is the one you want. Forget all the other versions, get this one if you want the ultimate edition of Jackass the movie. Alright? So that's Jackass Unrated Special Edition. And there's really nothing to write home about on the inside. Once again, it's just a disc. There you go. And it actually doesn't say special edition in there, it says special collector's edition. So then, once again, same deal with Jackass number 2. Don't bother with the theatrical version, get this one, the unrated version. So once again, you have a basic assortment of, you actually don't have as many bonus features on this one. You've got commentary by the Jackass gang, the making of Jackass number 2, additional segments not shown in theaters, deleted scenes, outtakes, TV spots, and more. Okay, maybe there is about the same amount of stuff on here. Great stuff. Great stuff, and definitely worth checking out if you're a fan. I had not actually seen Jackass number 2 in theaters, so the first time I saw it was on DVD, and that had picked up the theatrical version for me cheap a while ago. And then I got this one. I should mention these two I got in the $5 bin, so not a bad deal at all. And then in addition to that, if you want to be a real completist, some fans are a little ticked off about this because they felt that this material should have been included on the Jackass 2 DVD, but it wasn't. We have Jackass 2.5 unrated. Well, this is the only version, but yeah, it's unrated. Basically what Jackass 2.5 is more segments that they filmed for Jackass 2, but for whatever reason, they decided not to put into the movie. Either they felt it didn't quite work, or there was just something about it that that didn't quite jive with the rest of the footage. So essentially what this is like an extended documentary interspersed with assemblies of the skits that didn't quite work. You know, quite frankly, I thought some of the skits that didn't quite work were hilarious. And they were hilarious because they didn't work. But I guess they just weren't deemed quite good enough for inclusion in the movie, but certainly good enough for a direct-to-DVD release. So you got that interspersed with interview footage with all the guys and the director, Jeff Tremaine, where they talk about why the segment didn't work, what the original idea was, and they give you a lot of behind-the-scenes info, and it's actually really interesting. A lot of people don't realize just how much creative energy actually goes into making Jackass. I mean, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. It's not just like they turn on the camera and act like idiots. Oh no, there's a lot more planning and such that goes into it that it just doesn't seem to be apparent to a lot of people. So something like this is really interesting to watch because it really gives you a lot of insight into just how much work these guys really put into it. So in terms of the special features, you got the making of Jackass 2.5, which is basically the making of Jackass 2, specifically focusing on the scenes that didn't quite work that were included here. Then you got the making of Jackass the game. Yeah, did you guys know there's a Jackass video game? You got bonus segments and stunts, and a photo gallery. There's no commentary on this one. It's actually the only Jackass DVD I'm aware of that doesn't have commentary. All the others have commentary. It's like every single one. Both movies and all 4 discs in the box set of the TV show all have commentaries. And I just want to say the commentaries are freaking hilarious. They're absolutely hilarious. You know, toss back a couple brewskis while you're listening and you'll have a great time. So Jackass has a video game. And I got it. Essentially, if you've ever played a game called Pain, where it's basically just trying to do crazy stunts and such, mostly finding amusement at how horribly injured your main character gets, it's kind of like Pain, but with the Jackass guys. So basically, it's a series of mini-games where the plot is that Jeff Tremaine has horribly injured his testicles and is unable to carry on directing the new season of Jackass. So that's where you, the player, step in, or you have to direct the guys through the stunts and such. But I mean, you take direct control of the guys, obviously. But the whole idea is that you have certain goals to accomplish, and the more goals you accomplish, the more money MTV gives you for each episode, and you have to meet a certain target of money for each one. It sounds more complicated than it is. It's really simple. Do stupid stuff, get money if you do specific stupid stuff. But that said, it is just crazily fun. Crazily fun. Now, I didn't include this in the recent video game update, obviously, because I wanted to include it in the Jackass video. There's a look at the inside there. If you're a fan of the show, then you'll have an absolute blast with this game. Now, the only complaint is it is very short. I mean, you can easily finish, you know, a first run through the game within a couple of sittings. But that's not where the real fun is. I mean, the real fun is just by going back and doing all these stupid stunts over and over again, trying to accomplish the different goals, sure, but also just doing it for fun. Like, I enjoy those types of mini games a lot, and the fact that it's the Jackass guys, I think, just makes it even more fun. What actually inspired me to get the game, I had completely forgotten that there even was a game, was the making of featurette on Jackass 2.5, where they showed quite a lot of footage of the game, and I thought it just looked hilarious. Because you do these stunts, and these are just ridiculously over-the-top stunts that you would never see them do on the show, because, you know, they would be killed. But in a video game, you can do whatever you want. So you get to just pummel the hell out of the guys over the course of these various stunts. And one of the features of it is it has sort of an injury meter that tells you, it gives you like little x-ray pictures of the bones that they've broken, sort of going up in a list, and then a list of descriptions of the various injuries. Like, the ones that really stand out in my mind that I seem to see a lot was torn scrotum and bruised right testicle. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun, definitely. But it definitely helps if you're a fan of Jackass to begin with. Because if you're not a fan of Jackass to begin with, some of the humor might not quite be your cup of tea. But if you already like that kind of humor, then, you know, you'll have a blast with it. It's a lot of fun, and I like it a lot, even though it's short. Alright, so basically, let's just lay everything out here for you. You got Jackass, the box set, and the Lost Tapes, which will cover pretty much all of the TV series. Then you got Jackass the movie, unrated special edition, Jackass number 2, unrated edition, and Jackass 2.5 unrated. That'll cover all your Jackass movie needs, until of course Jackass 3D comes out in some home video form. And then finally, if you still can't get enough and still can't quite wait for Jackass 3D to come out, you got Jackass the game, where you can just jackass your face off. Jackass off? Yeah, anyway. Alright, so that pretty much covers the Jackass DVD library. One last thing to show you, I guess, is this here. How... There we go. That's what all the spines look like, all together, all lined up. Isn't that pretty? I like I mean, they're not perfectly aligned, obviously, but there is a consistency to them. You can tell that they're all part of the same collection. Yeah, anyway. I think that about covers everything. So, if you're a Jackass fan, get all that stuff. You'll be very happy indeed. And be sure to have a few drinks on hand. Because I find it just makes it even funnier. And drink responsibly. And don't drink and drive. So that's it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching. And sayonara. Blah, 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 blah.